roll it straight into.
Yep. Good evening, SRA Nation. Thank you for being patient with us as we are a little bit behind on the stream here. We had some technical difficulties to get it going. My name is Matt Anderson. I am here in the booth with Adam Santana. How are you doing this evening, Adam?
Good. I just want to say, give a big shout out to you before we get started. We won't get into all the details, but Matt is stepping in last second to host, and we greatly appreciate his effort.
Yeah, thank you. And I appreciate everybody bearing with me as I am working through my very first time actually doing the broadcast versus just being a commentator. So the silver drivers are already out for their qualifying. So let's go ahead and just very quickly, while they're warming up, run through the track map real quick. Adam, you want to do that for us?
Yeah, let's do it. One of my favorite tracks in ACC, but into turn one, it is a fast right-hander. I believe you only downshift a couple times. You have a short blast into the hairpin at turn two. A very good overtaking possibility. You should be able to get some good side-by-side action through there. And then that goes into three, and then another short straight into four, and then this is, in my opinion, where the pain starts at turn five. It is a deceptively sneaky corner. It's very easy to extend on the exit. And if you know anything about Snetterton, it's all grass, baby. We don't have very much runoff at all. And that takes us into six, which is also a very tight right-hander, and then seven, where you have to be so patient on the throttle, but you have to get it right because that is going to be our longest straight, and that's going into 8 and 9, which are super, super tricky corners. If you blow 8, you're going to blow 9. So you got to get 8 right if you want to get 9 right. And then going into 10, again, another super tricky corner. I believe that is the bomb hole, aka the bum hole. Which takes us into the last two corners. Corner 11 is, I think, should maybe be about 3 corners. It is super, super long. You have to be very patient. And then down into turn 12, again, it looks really open when you're approaching that corner, but it tightens up super quick. And then that's a blast down the main straight.
And then we do it all over again, right? Yeah, you called it with these British tracks. There's plenty of runoff, but it's not the kind of runoff you want. You're going to be out in the grass and potentially into the wall. Not many sausage curbs, I'd say, on this track in comparison to, say, like Coda last week that was sending people flying. But the sausage curbs that we do have here count. As you mentioned, going 8 into 9. If you take 9 too far to the inside, it's going to send you flying, and that's just bad news here. So let's, while the silver drivers are putting down some laps here, we're just going to run through, say, the top 10 of the driver standings after 2 rounds.
Let's grab them quick where our silver drivers are putting times in. So this does also incorporate the drop race.
Yes.
So we're essentially only taking 1 race's worth of our driver's best result so far. So this is going to evolve.
Matt, please read the broadcast office. You're clipping audio.
Okay. Go ahead there, Adam.
Yeah, no problem. We have Julian A.L. in first, Mac Morgan in third, Roger Rodriguez in Mac Morgan second, Roger Rodriguez in third, Edward Ryan fourth, Aaron Kovac in fifth, Vinjen 6th, Neil Leader 7th, Stephen Peller in 8th, Trey Morgan P9, Cliff Hemian P10, and those are all our gold drivers. And let's go through some of our silver drivers. We have Michael Santos. Oh, you changed.
Sorry, I was trying to go to the silver drivers here.
No, they're still on the same page, but that's okay. On the first page.
I'm sorry.
Nope, you're fine because they're all together on there.
That's right.
Michael Santos is P13 overall, but P1 in our silver. Roger Smukes is 14th overall, but second. Andrew Duongbonglio is P3 in silver. Brad Garman in P4, and then Alan Lewing pulling up, rounding out the top 5 for our silver drivers. I think let's head to qualifying, and we can hit the team
In-
standings later.
Indeed, that's what I was going to say as well. So, there
You're gonna
is,
need
yeah, there's a cheat way to be able to get those timings up there. Please remind me.
F2.
F2. I will figure that out, and I will press. Nope. F2 is not loving that.
Yep. Hit it 2 more times. Nope. 1 more. There we go.
Oh, broadcasting. I got it. I'll
There we go.
learn.
Oh, yours puts him in a
Yeah.
different spot.
For some
Yeah,
reason, yeah. That is not a great
Typically-
spot for that to be, huh?
We can try and triage that. I'm guessing you maybe have things. Go to basic. Nope. Why is it putting? Yeah, I'm guessing you maybe have stuff set up customized.
Well, yeah, you know what, I might, and I will apologize to the viewers here. I normally run on triple screens in my rig. I'm down to a single screen for doing broadcasting here, and I bet I am the one who is, I'd screwed that all up. So
Yeah, I think let's.
we'll
maybe
run
put
with
it-
what we got, and I'll try to kind of talk through some of the
Yeah,
the
I think put
drivers
it
that we
on.
have. On the
Maybe
sides?
slap it onto broadcast, and then we can at least have the names, so they can at least see the names on the right.
I'm happy to
and
do
then-
that.
And then in between quality and the race, we can try and get it swapped over.
Okay.
Obviously, can't see the times, but yeah, right now we have Clayton. I'm not sure of their first name, but they are on our provisional poll, the 48-0. Brad Garman in P2 with a 48.4, and they're both about about 2/10 up on their previous lap. Donaldson in P3, Santos P4, and Watt P5 at the moment. And our silver drivers only have a minute and a half left in qualifying.
As we go to Beeson here, he is half a second up on his lap currently. Has a 149.490, so that would take him down to a 149 flat, which would move him a couple spots up the run. But Clayton right now with that 147.8 is a solid 0.6 of a second ahead of second place. So he provisional poll. I would think that the gold drivers will.
I am once again asking you to read broadcast office.
Okay, looks like I need to read some stuff here. Let's see here. Can I move that? Alrighty. Okay, I'm reading all of this now. Just appreciate that. I may have a custom offset from the triples, however, I've got it set to single and to triples being off right now. But we'll go take a look. Sorry for everybody having to see the behind the scenes here. Triple disabled. There it is disabled. Full screen disabled. There doesn't seem to be much there to be setting that up, but perhaps you know the trick. Well, thanks for everybody for bearing with us here as I'm trying to work through the different settings. We are going to go to our intermission here for a second. Just with the two of us talking while I'm trying to work through all that.
Yeah, I'll Our gold drivers are out. But they aren't going to be setting a lap time yet. But yeah, our provisional starting grid at the moment is Clayton P1, Coolin P2, Garmin P3, Donaldson P4. Oh, as Coolin goes top with a 47.7 by 48 hundredths of a second. That's a pretty big lap. So yeah, then it's Coolin P1, Clayton P2, Garmin P3, Donaldson P4, and Watt P5 provisionally from our silver drivers.
I am getting closer, just to let you know.
You are fine. Our gold drivers are just starting their laps, so.
Hurrah! I think I got it. What do you know about that? I might be a winner. Does that look better?
He nailed it.
All right.
Perfect.
Winning. If only I can adjust that well during my race tomorrow. That would be pretty sweet.
And then the one other thing you want to do is hit the insert key on your keyboard one time.
Insert. Yeah, I don't have insert on this keyboard.
Yeah, I had the same thing happen my first time. Every time I have to broadcast, if I've ever hosted before, I have to have a backup keyboard so I can hit insert.
Yeah, no, this is my wireless keyboard here, and there is no insert. What is insert supposed to do?
It puts the times up on the timing tree.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, so right now we're not showing times. I believe
showing
there's
people.
Yeah, if you want to hop on someone that's on track right now.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep. Maybe there's an alternate control for us.
I am looking for that.
I
think
appreciate
last time
that.
I looked,
While you're looking that up for me, I'm just kind of
somewhat okay. Apparently, function plus delete. If that does something bad, I'm sorry.
We're about to find out.
It's from a Reddit post 3 years ago. Boom. Reddit's never done anything bad.
Look at that. Yeah. Reddit is pulling us out here. So we got times now. Look at that, people.
Yeah.
We thank you for bearing with us here. We are your professional broadcasters here for Division 5, working on the fly just like the drivers are. So yeah, we get our own special points, I guess. So moving back to track here.
Yeah, I think let's hop on to Mac Morgan. He's about 6/10 up in P10.
Yes.
Big lap going.
I can see a pretty, still a lot of the silver drivers that are towards the top there. Morgan at 6, Lowe at 7. We've got some strong silver drivers in D5, don't we? This is my first week of in the booth commentating for season 14. I guess I wasn't aware.
Oh yeah, we've had some. I think we had one mover got moved up to D4, and we will miss them dearly. But I do believe that I think we had some newcomers or maybe some folks that haven't been able to race so far this season. But yeah, the silver drivers certainly showing out so far.
Yeah, for sure. Let me just. Sorry. Nope. So close. There we go. That's what I wanted. Right there. Thank you.
Yeah. And the only other thing, and we can do it before the race starts, is get the track map back up. But we can worry about that after qualifying ends.
Sure. Yeah, I had turned it off because for where I have it placed, it's in the way.
Yeah, we'll probably have time to resite. We can move it over. But yeah, we can. That's not. I don't think we're worried about that for qualifying.
Gotcha.
Yeah, as Katoira and Lowe have moved up to P3 and P4 respectively.
Katora going off there a little bit. You still got time, although the drivers appear to be bunching up a little bit. For that could make things difficult for putting down a good lap. Not too awful bad.
Yeah, and none of our gold drivers are really improving at the moment.
Colt is about 4/10 of a second up, but yeah, you're right. For the rest of the field, I take that back. I will look at this and say Jen right now is up about 1 second on his previous fast lap, although he just he lost some time, gained some time up and down, coming through. Looks like the last little right hand sweeper there. Is it? Oh no, that's
onto the back straight.
He's onto a new lap here. I see it now. But heck with that, it's showing that he's up by 1.2 seconds. So, back straight. I see what you're saying. I'm following now.
He still has a couple corners left.
Yeah, look at that Top Gun livery. That's not too bad, huh?
Yeah, D5 has some top tier liveries this season.
That's for sure.
Yeah, this is that long turn 11 I was talking about on the track map, and I mean, look how tight turn 12 ends up being. It's almost a hairpin. It gets so tight on the exit.
Indeed. Then that's your other sausage curb that'll jump out and bite you. Yep, so he goes up to position 17 by being up 1.3 seconds, it looked like, on his previous best lap. So that's really
big
good.
Jump position-wise, but still a lot lower down on the grid than we would expect.
Yeah, for some of our gold drivers, that is for sure. But I mean, looking at it, we have 45 drivers in D5 here racing for week 3. That is a heck of a field.
We also have some really hot temperatures, ambient and track. A 40C track is quite hot. That's going to be a struggle in the race. Luckily, we will have a tire change, so that will help alleviate that issue for the drivers. But I think the end of that first 30 minutes is going to be a rough one.
For sure. I know when I was doing practice, those the tire temps, it was a struggle between keeping the brake temperatures up and your tire temperatures down, because the track temperatures are so high. So choosing the right pads, keeping everything in the right window is going to be crucial, because there isn't a lot of margin for error, at least not in the Aston Martin I'm driving. There wasn't a lot of margin for error in changing the duct openings. Closing them down just one more to try to bring those brake temperatures up just fried the tires, so you can't do that.
Yeah.
So I imagine that's going to be the way it is for several of the other manufacturers, and maybe they won't have the braking that they do on some of the other courses.
Low to the top with 47.772. So,
oh wow,
that is 0.005 of a second. Low just took provisional pole. That's incredible.
With just a few seconds left in qualifying.
Wow.
Now over.
I think we were on Ryan before that. If you want to hop back, he's half a second up right now, and it's getting faster.
Oh, yep, I see that. And you're right at the top of the list there between Low and Colin. 5 thousandths of a second.
That's nutty.
Yeah, that's close.
I do have a just question for you. Did you turn the encoder back to hardware NVENC?
I did, and I answered him in chat there, actually.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I don't have. I'm in Do Not Disturb, so I'm not seeing.
I got you. Sorry.
In real time. You're fine.
He was pinging me to be looking in there, so I've been trying to look in again when I can.
Let's hop on with Greer and P18. They still have roughly half the lap. They're 7/10 up, but they're a second down, so they're going to have a big jump.
Yeah, with that 6/10, looking at the field, that could pop them almost up into the top 10 if they're able to hold on to it.
Oh, he lost a bit there. He lost a lot.
I just had to say it, didn't I?
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
curse.
The curse, the commentator's curse. That's the other Top Gun car. You know, slightly different color. Still looks pretty good. I like that BMW. I did my first season with SRA back season 7. And,
Love the M4. It's a great car.
Yeah, it really was.
That did hop him up to P9. But yeah, our two top silver drivers are hung around in P2 and P3. That's going to be huge for them, and hopefully a huge point haul for tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we're still early in the season, you know, when it comes to talking about points. Like you pointed out, one drop race. We've only got 2 races in. But it's still something to be thinking about for those teams closer to the top in eyeballing the team championship towards the end of the season, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think right now would be a good time to throw it to the sponsors, and we can let that roll.
All right,
And
I
then,
am good with that. We can do that as well.
hopefully that'll give us time for do at least a little bit of a grid walk.
Okay, so we are going to go over to the sponsors now, people. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Wait, which one's the ads?
Hold on just a second.
Because that's... Oh. Yeah, I think I speak for both of us when I say our blood pressure is bad right now. The curse of the grid walk. You could wherever we left off, and hit like Team 2. Yeah, I think we were right around there.
Matt, I don't think we can hear you on stream. I think you forgot to add your mic to the seat.
It's you. Oh, you're still muted. Don't worry.
So
Henry did the exact same thing to me last week.
Yeah, look at that. All of my wonderful commentary just lost to the ether of mute.
It was good too.
It was not bad. I was, on a little bit of a roll there, and you all missed it. It's okay. Show up next week. I'll be here to descend into another nightmare for your enjoyment, for your viewing pleasure. Okay, so how much time do I have left? Not much. First place, Lowe. Second place, Colton. Third place, Clayton. Fourth, Morgan. Fifth, Katoria. 6th Ryan, 7th Lombardo, 8th Leader, 9th Greer, 10th Garmin, 11th Donaldson, 12th Watt, 13th Kovac, 14th Morgan, 15th Rodericks, 16th Colt, 17th Santos, 18th Jen, 19th Pellerin, 20 Al. And boy, do we have another 25 racers behind them, as we have 45 people on the grid today. Don't think we are going to make it to all of that.
I'll give you a break. I'll get them. We got
Okay.
Rob Warren 21, Witt 22, Clark 23, Beeson 24, Pizzuto 25, Galvez 26. If we start to pack up, let me know. Allen 27th, Lewing in 28th in the Porsche, Lorenzo also in the Porsche P29, Stearns and Mummery in 30 and 31st in the Ferrari 296, Rich in the Porsche in 32nd, Thibodeau 33rd, Banks 34th, Cliff Hemian P35 in another Porsche. We got a lot of Porsches, love to see it. Mac 36, Duong Bonglio in 37th, Residence 38th, Shepard 39th, and 40th we have Roger Dismukes, followed by Farrell, Lewis, Garcia, Rigova, and Charland, who are both starting from the pit lane.
Okay, thank you very much for that. We got a lot of drivers, don't we? There's the rest of that grid. Look at them go. All right, as we are coming around the corner, everybody's getting lined up. We are ready to go green. Look at all of those pensive fans. They're frozen. They're motionless. they just, there we go. And we are green, ready to go here at Snetterton for Division 5, race number 3 of season 14. Going into the first corner, looking pretty clean so far. Not seeing any yellow flags, which is a good sign.
We're looking good.
Yep, first hairpin. Are we all making it through? It appears so. Some going off the track just a little bit. With Low keeping it pretty clean. Everybody's staying behind.
We have a couple spun out in the hairpin on the inside, and we had a couple go off track on the outside.
We do.
Not exactly sure who it was. Looked like at least one Ferrari off on the inside.
Okay, if you let me know who they are.
Yeah.
I can try to grab them. I'm seeing some drivers coming down. That was not the look that I wanted right there. Yeah, it looks like Santos, he's down 24 spots, Clark down 19, and Witt down 22, so they must have got into a mix-up there. And they'll be fighting from the back of the pack now. With 45 cars, if you got bumped off, you got to let the entire train go by before you can try to join safely again. That is rough.
Yeah, and this isn't the easiest track to overtake on, but I think with the combination of how harsh the track limits are and as we see someone go a little bit deep there into 8. And they spun.
Around there.
Carried too much speed, and they might have had some damage from that first lap incident.
I will say there was a Stearns here happens to be up 10 spots.
It's a big gain.
That's a pretty big gain. That's what you want to do. He must have got through that. If he's in 20th now, he was in 30th, so whatever fracas was going on, he must have been the positive recipient of all of that.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
I was just saying Lewing and Galvez are also up 9 positions, and Thibodeau's up 10 as well. So a lot of them, Farrell's up 10, Rich up 8. So yeah, a lot of people, some big movers there on the first lap.
Yeah, right there in the middle, that group where Galvez right here, he's in 17th, he went up 9 spots. Lung, he's in 19th, he went up 10 spots. Stern is in 20th, went up 10 spots. Thibodeau is in 23rd and went up 10 spots. So that middle of the pack there must have been the group that was able to kind of get through where some of our drivers that were more towards the back of the top 10 or in the low teens, they got the bad end of that, which does happen, and it is tough on a smaller track like this with so many cars.
Oh yeah, and it is a narrow track. Some corners, it's just you're not getting too wide through them. Even on this straight, I mean, even looking at that, it's not a super wide track at all.
No.
But yeah, I think what happened on that is the cars that were on the outside going through turn 2, I think they were the big recipients, because I think when I looked, Lewing was on the outside going out of turn 2 when those spins happened. So I think that's maybe, those 3 or 4 cars that were on that outside line just didn't have to check up. The cars on the inside had to be more cautious, and that was probably a big decider.
Mm-hmm. Interesting is that. I'd just like to call out that right now the fastest time through the fastest speed through the speed trap at 243 kilometers per hour is Warren here in the Lexus with the flames on the side. Is that not fitting? He's got the fastest time through the speed trap.
Yeah, and I hate to cut that off, but Clayton just dropped down to P11. I believe they were in P2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I will. I'll hop into ACC and I'll check the replay to see what happened there.
No, you're right. He's in 11th right now, down 8. He was only a couple behind his teammate Lowe, who is still in 1st at this time. So he must have had a bit of a bobble. And I'm sorry we did not catch that when it happened.
Oh, they had a spin at turn 1. Just lost the rear, had a lazy spin, and yeah, it went all the way around and barely clipped the inside arm cut barrier.
On the horseshoe? Or on the kind of 45 right-hander turn 1?
Yep, the 45.
45, yeah, the actual turn 1, not... Yeah, turn 2 is the hairpin, if I'm not mistaken. From your wonderful track map read that you did, and I am just desperately trying to remember. is all. So let's go back to the front here to take a look at Lowe, who we are just over 5 minutes into the race, and he has already got a 3-second gap on Colin behind. Coolin.
Yeah, putting a big gap. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, are they teammates?
No, his teammate is Clayton, I think, that we were talking about.
Okay, so, okay, that's correct. So, yeah. Because I remember when we were watching the start, P1 and P3 were had the same livery. So, yeah, that tracks.
I got to tell you that 3 seconds looks like a pretty long way from this wing cam.
No, that's a nice, comfortable gap around here.
Yeah, and no, we don't have the trap map up. I am sorry, but right now, Lowe's just got to be out there pretty much hot lapping. He's got it on a string exactly where he'd want it.
Ooh, we have a yellow.
I saw that real quick. Who do we got?
I think it was Charland in P40 now.
P40. Let's go to Charland. Well, he's tight behind Pack there, so whatever happened,
yeah, he was
get back on track and kind of get back into it.
He was dropping through the field.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I'm not sure how far, or maybe I don't know. Maybe that was a race control issue because it looked like they started. Oh, they started from the pit lane, so they probably were the recipient of some pretty good luck on that first lap. So yeah, let's.
And race control never glitches out; it is flawless.
No, never. It's never had an issue.
It's actually pretty good. I do like it.
Oh,
what'd you say?
It is a great piece of kit. They were going into turn 2, and a car in front of them had spun, and they did not have enough time to react, and they pinballed off of that, and then pinballed onto the outside, and yeah, it was a lot of contact, a lot of incidental contact.
Can I get into it closer? Oh, yeah, you can see some of the damage there on the front of the car.
Yeah, and that BMW that's in front of them was the first one they made contact with, unfortunately.
Gotcha. Yeah, look at that fancy livery they got, though. That's something else. We have
That looks amazing.
We have several,
Yeah.
for those who may not know, we have several graphic designers that actually do liveries here in SRA. And man, do they do a heck of a job. I could never do that. That is talent I do not have.
No, me either. Me either.
And I know several of them contract out, so if you're interested in having a fancy livery and you are talentless with that like me, you can work through them for a good price, I'm sure of it.
Just gotta ask.
Just gotta ask.
Yeah, let's hop on with one of these battles. We gotta.
Yeah, I was Clayton.
We got a few trains to choose from.
Yeah, Clayton here is 1/10 of a second behind Garmin.
Yeah.
He had the fastest lap, but Coolin has taken it away from him.
Oh, I don't know if Garmin had an issue onto the back straight there and let them by.
I don't know, but he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like he pulled over for him. And he's getting passed by
leaders now
yeah,
on him?
Neil Leader.
Let me try to go to a top here. You know, maybe because Clayton did fall down the order several spots, maybe Garmin said, you know what, you're all over my bumper, I know you got the pace, I'm just going to let you through.
Yeah, and that's not the worst call.
Nope, nothing wrong with that at all. I've done it.
Yeah, my first season in SRA, we had a race here at Snetterton, and I had to start from the pit lane because I was a bad boy for a couple of races before that. And someone, I think everyone in SRA has heard of now, a person called Mr. Sir, who started this season, I believe, in D3. It was their first or second race. I think it was his first race in D1. And he came up behind me and was like, I'm not racing you. I was like, you can just go.
Yeah.
You're so much faster than I am.
I'm sorry, I have to ask. Mr. Sir was actually in D3 at one point?
I think he started in D3, and
Wow.
then after his first race, he got promoted to D2, and then he did 2 races in D2.
Yep.
And then I believe his second race in D2 was at Nürburgring, and he won the D2 race by a pretty astonishing amount of time. And I think they had finalized the move before the D2 race was over because he was just stomping everyone.
For those who maybe don't know, Mr. Sir is an alien level driver, D1.
One of our best.
Yeah, one of the best. So that's why I was surprised that he was ever in D3. He is just that good. So back to our racing here, though. Rich is 4/10 behind. If I go just a couple spots, we've got just a tight pack here.
Ooh, we did just have a move for the top 3. Katoira passed Ryan, and Donaldson also passed Ryan.
Really?
Ryan's lost 2 positions there in quick succession.
Let me go to Ryan.
I don't know
here
if that was from a mistake.
I don't know. I can try to go back 30 seconds, but I think I've had enough technical problems.
You certainly can. It won't hurt anything.
Yeah, let me see. I want to see if this works.
Oh, he went off.
He went off.
Well, that explains that.
Yep. There it is.
Mystery solved.
I'm just surprised that my replay worked. I know that sometimes the replays have glitchy type of issues, and the last thing I need is more issues right now.
I think if that would have done anything bad, we could have just logged off for the night.
Well, yeah, no.
No, we wouldn't do that.
I think
our D4.
Yeah, I think
folks.
Jess would have been disappointed with us for all the work.
No, and we wouldn't want to disappoint our D5 drivers and their friends and family.
That is correct, even more so than our broadcasting leadership that has put in so much work. But the fans that are in chat right now, we appreciate you so much. Can we watch the top 10 yet? He says, yes. Well, let's see here. We certainly
that was a while ago.
Oh, that was a while ago. Okay, here we are. I'm sorry, I'm just seeing it now.
Yeah, well,
Yeti.
We are on the top 10.
Yeah. We are. Keep calling out what you want to see. I will do my best to pay attention to that and catch up.
I think that yellow was from Lewing and lost. I think went from like P20 to P23.
I'm going to go back to Clayton here. I'm sorry to interrupt. Yeah, I'm going to go back to Clayton here real quick just because he is close up on Lombardo, so he is definitely trying to fight back up the field.
Yeah.
And Lombardo going wide there, opening the door for Clayton, and tight corner to make it stick. Can he do it? I mean,
I was never going to get the room there on the outside. Let's swap to a different cam.
Yeah, good idea.
Cycle. Yeah.
That's better. Oh, going to try to make a move down the inside. Now, we have two McLarens here, so they're going to have the same kind of power coming out of the corners. That's maybe one of the things that that was a joke there, actually. The McLaren does not have much power coming out of the corner. But since...
No, but it does seem on balance one of the better cars around here.
Yeah, I drove the McLaren for 3 seasons, and its strengths are high-speed corners, right? That's where you got to make up your time. But the braking, a lot of times when you see a car just go flying through a corner, it's because those McLaren brakes kind of gave up on you. Also, when you see it being passed coming out of a corner, we got a driver in the back there who went off.
Way off.
Yes, indeed. Who got?
That would have been Colt.
Is that Colt?
Corey Colt.
Okay.
Yeah. Lost, I believe, 5 positions there. I don't know if he got some help there, or if... I'll check that on the replay, and we'll...
Okay.
Because that was an odd one, because he went all the way out to the barrier. I don't think I've ever seen anyone go that far out there.
Kind of lost that. In any case, back to that McLaren. Cars like even the BMW here, and definitely the Mustang that happens to be behind it, going for a move right now, have so much more power.
No, Colt just overcooked it into the corner.
Yep, and Kovac just made the pass work on, what was it, Beeson there?
Yep.
Good for him.
Wow.
That was a nice move.
Mustang on Mustang crime.
Yes.
And I think Stearns... Nope, never mind. Oh, no. That's Colt. That's... no, that's not.
Yeah, that's Colt. And do we have some...
I think there was no contact there. Yeah, the ACC timing tree just doesn't update in real time. It takes till the next timing loop.
Gotcha. Going back to Colt here, midfield. We got a few behind him. If I scroll up, though, let me just take a look back towards the top of the pack at Donaldson, who happens to be 6 seconds behind Katoria, but behind him he's got Ryan and Greer just nipping at his heels.
Yeah, and one thing I would like to point out is Coolin has cut into Lowe's lead a half a second on the previous lap. It's down to 2.5 seconds. So I'll keep an eye on that, and if they get close, I will let you know.
Yeah, you are right. Let's go back to that wing cam to be able to, I don't know, 2.5 seconds, 3.5 seconds. It still looks out there. But, he's back up to 3 seconds. But still, take a half a second off every single lap. And he'll be on his bumper in no time at all. So let me go back to that, let's see here, Donaldson.
Yeah,
Ryan and Greer up on him.
Great time to go back. Yeah, I do wonder the temperatures even went up for the race from what we had in qualifying. So we're up 2 degrees track temperature, and I think 1 ambient.
Oh, I see.
So even hotter than qualifying.
Yeah, 33 ambient and 42 track.
Yeah, it was 3240, wasn't it?
I think, at least it was in that ballpark. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I remember the track was 40. I don't remember if the ambient was 30 or 32. So yeah, either way, it's gotten warmer.
Wow. So for the drivers who maybe put their setups to be really towing that line for tire temps, right now they're probably really fighting the car, just being a little bit loose. For the other drivers that maybe said, hey, I want my tire temps to be down a little bit to plan for that, they're loving life right now.
But what we kind of touched on in qualifying, with the brake ducts and the brake temperatures, because they play such an integral part on the interior temperature of the tires. The carcass of the tire, the outside of the tire, is with these temperatures, it's always going to be hot. So at this point, it's keeping the internal of the tire as cool as you can. So yeah, and I think you had touched on as well, you get diminishing returns on the brake ducts. Once you get to 5 open, 6 doesn't really do much more for you. So there's only so much you can do to even keep those temperatures down. without sacrificing your brake temperatures.
Yeah. On top of that, there is a temperature window for the brakes and the tires. And you got to toe that line with the go to the inside.
Oh, I thought he was going to send it.
I did too. Let me see if I can get a. Here we go. Yeah, so between the temps of those two things, you got to toe that line with the brake duct openings to have one, not be too hot and the other not be too cold on a track like this. It just puts a lot of wear on the tires and heats them up. Tough thing to play with, and I'm sure driver style changes things too. The different cars changes it a bit. But all part of the strategy and shows the drivers who put in the practice and the playing with the settings, and maybe those who just, hold on tight, hit the skinny pedal and say, I'm going for it. Oh, as Lombardo goes wide, Clayton trying to go, could not make it stick. As we're going into the Hamilton turn here. Yeah.
Clayton is going to be ruining not getting through on that one.
Right, he's all over him. But as we were saying, this is Center can be a tough track to pass on. I know a lot of times you kind of got to wait for the driver in front to make a mistake, anyways. But this feels like this track is really one of those. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, you have to be so patient around here. It's here in the front straight are. Obviously the two longest tracks, and someone is way out there on the left.
Oh, I see it now.
I think that's Greer.
No,
Greer's in the. Yeah. Then Morgan slipped through. I think Greer lost 3 or 4 positions there. At least a couple.
Hey, will you look at that? They have the helmet graphic on top of the car. That's pretty cool. This just keeps getting better. Going for the pit. Yep, going to first pit now at 39 minutes, so a little bit early. Maybe try to go for that undercut.
Honestly, before we got to that action, the next thing I was going to say is I'm a little surprised no one is pit, and we did have someone else was in the pits as well there. I don't know who that was. That was Stephen Peller. I think they have maybe been parked for a minute.
Gotcha. Yeah, it looks like we have Roderick's and Jen here, a couple teammates going at it. Am I seeing that right, or no? No, I'm sorry.
Roderick's and...
Yeah, right. Darn it.
No,
I had it a second ago. I'm telling you.
It was. It's Garmin and Roderick's are teammates, I believe.
There we go. Garmin and Roderick's.
You guys, space out your car types. Be more diverse on the track. You gotta help us out.
Well, I mean, they've got a livery that stands out there. These are, some kind of colors you don't see every day. That's what, the two of them together made it stand out. I'm trying to figure out what their livery is there, what they were going after. Maybe they,
I don't think they went for the thing.
Yeah,
I think they went for their own thing, and I like it.
Yeah, which is cool to do too. We there's another thing for those who do not know. For Sim Racing Alliance, for every season we do a different theme. Oh no! What do we got? Clayton spun around there.
I think that's Clayton. Yeah.
Is it? Nope.
Yeah. No, that was
Lombardo.
Not.
It is Lombardo.
Oh.
Trying
to catch on the replay.
Yep, that is a good idea. We're gonna go to.
That to me looks like they got some help.
Might have.
But around this track, you can never be sure.
Maybe it was one of the curbs that caught him out, or
maybe a little too much. Oh, did they?
Okay.
I think they're gonna catch that. The exit curb's gonna do it to him.
Actually, he hit that one really well. That is exactly the way you want to take that curb.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was the sausage. Yep. I bet it was that sausage curb on the inside on 9. Let's see. Nope.
The exit curb.
He
Yep.
avoided
He touched
the
grass.
sausage.
Whoa!
and-
What an avoid! I think that was Clayton that avoided.
Yeah, good for him.
Wow.
He saw that happen as well. Nope.
Wow. That was incredible move to not get caught up in that.
Yep, did a great job.
And good on Lombardo to make sure that they ran-entered safely.
Yeah. Yep.
We love to see that.
Well, that is what you're supposed to do, and that is tough sometimes when the train is just driving by you. It is painful to sit there, but that's what you gotta do.
Yeah. The only worse feeling than sitting there and waiting is reentering early and getting blasted by someone.
Yeah.
that is a worse feeling.
No, it does not feel great. That is for sure. You know, I'm just going to skip back up to Colton here to see that he is now 5 seconds behind Lowe. So,
well, I was going to say
Coolin,
we should hop on
sorry.
with Couture. We should hop on with Couture, which I mean we're watching the battle now. Have a second for P2 right now.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that as well. Is that kind of Coolin has fallen off Lowe a bit, but like you said,
Braden
Couture,
Morgan has pitted from P5. That's our highest place driver to pit so far.
Yeah, I see that. And then who did we have to pit early? Again, just a little bit ago.
Greer pitted.
Greer. Trying to bit of the
And
undercut, yeah.
I think we had a couple other takers I can... So we did, most of everyone P26 and P27 and down have pitted.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mac, Dismukes, and Banks have not. Everyone else below that has pitted. So we're not going to run through everyone. But yeah, my opinion is with these conditions, pitting a little bit earlier is probably better. Since you're going to have a lighter car at the end of the race, so you're not going to wear the tires quite as much. So doing a straight 50-50 split maybe doesn't get the best use out of most sets of tires, but it's hard to tell at this point since these tires are pretty much always good for an hour. You're not going to have your best pace at the end of the hour, but you're still going to be competitive.
Agreed. With these, hotter temperatures, wearing down the tires more with more fuel on it, you might want to, I don't know. I guess at this point we are 25 minutes in, just over 25 minutes in. We're definitely in that mid-race pit window. We've seen about half the pack pit, so I guess that is to be expected, especially for more of the back of the pack where you're going to want to get that pit in earlier versus the front of the pack who you're going to want to hang on, typically, as long as you can.
Oh, yeah, because if you're in the front of the pack, you don't want to pit.
Looks like...
I think that's
Cole?
maybe Mac.
No.
Oh.
Was it Beeson?
It was leader, I believe, and then pitted.
Okay. Well, that was a good time to do it if you're going to go off to the grass back there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know if that was planned or if that was, I'm already out here. I may as well do it type of things.
Mm-hmm. It looks like Warren just got through. I'm going to try a trick here. Oh, nope. Tried to do a quick replay there, but he'd already got him on the straight. So, alrighty. So, with everybody starting to pit at the front. Well, no, I'm sorry. Back to 15. Still have not pit at this point.
And we had a change for P2.
Garcia off to the side.
Coolin. Couture did pass Coolin for P2.
So Garcia went off the side of the track. Now let's see if he decides to pit at this time. Yep, he's going to go ahead and say, fine, I'm going to take my pit right now in 28th position. They'll come out a bit behind. There's still a good gap of cars behind him that have not pit, so he might be able to make up a couple more spots.
Man, look at all those cars in.
Yeah. Oh, boy. I wanted to go up to Pizzuto here because Farrell was behind him, but it looks like he just made it through. Hard to say.
Yeah, he's stuck it through.
Yep. I will scoot up to 6th place here on Warren. who has a 15-second gap behind 5th place in Roderick's, but has Ryan and Beeson right behind him. None of them have pit yet at this time, so that's all going to be definitely part of the strategy in the game at this point as this pack comes through.
Yeah. To give an update on the pass for P2, Coolin went way off track, I believe. That's at turn 6. Went off into the grass, and Katoira snuck through with not even a little bit of a fight there. Not in a position to do it when you go that far off track, unfortunately.
No. And especially not on a British track, on one of these, short tracks.
I mean, they got off completely off of the concrete, like that little bit of concrete that has grass on top of it. They were off of that, so they were way out there.
Yeah, last week at Circuit of the Americas at COTA, there is tons of runoff, but you don't want it because you're going to get a track limit. Here, there's tons of runoff, but you don't want it because it's all green grass. You're just going to go sliding. So I guess the lesson here, boys and girls, is keep it on the track. Yeah.
But Coolin has fought back. I think let's hop back to that. Coolin's only 0.4 behind Katoira.
Yeah, see that now.
So I don't know if Katoira made a mistake. I'd pit. If I'm Coolin, I'm pitting. Oh,
sure. It looks like we just missed it, but it looks like he made a little bit of a bobble there. Was trying to go for it, and then maybe in the moment, he's trying to fight and he's trying to hunt him down right now. You're right. That might have been a good strategy call at that moment to just dive into the pits. But that's easy for us commentators to say, not being in the car.
Yep, that's why I do this. I prefer this over racing because it's a little bit easier. It's a little less stressful. Most nights it's a little less stressful.
Most nights. Tonight has been a little stressful, us trying to get up and running.
We're doing great. We're doing great.
For the 100th time for everybody watching us tonight, we sure do appreciate your patience. And this not being a normal evening. As a matter of fact, now that we're about mid-race, we've got through most of our pits. Would you like to just real quick, if I bring up the standings, the team standings, you just run us maybe through the top 5? But
after
we watch this, you're right.
Wow. Oh.
And I missed it. See, that's all.
Hit the replay. Hit the replay. I would like to see that from an off-board cam. Because it looked a little hargy-bargy, but it might have been minimal contact.
Yeah, just a little.
It was definitely opportunistic.
Yep. Oh, yeah, he really got aggressive on going in there. Made it stick. Yeah. Didn't knock him off track. The other driver off track, but that might draw a penalty point, or at least a warning.
Yeah, that's one of those where there wasn't any overlap going into the corner, but the contact was very minimal. I'm not a steward, so I'm not going to try and adjudicate that, but I don't know. I'm going back and forth. It's if I was in the car, I'd probably shoot for that move, but if I'm the car getting past, I'm saying, yo, what are you doing? So I think that's one of those. Maybe it's just a racing incident.
Yeah, I'm basing my humble opinion there. That's all it is. I'm not a steward on the fact that I have myself gotten a warning point before in that similar situation where I did not see the car. I bumped into them. Yeah, it happened. Yeah, and even with running triples, I'm sorry, I didn't see them. And so when I saw that penalty point when it came out, I just did one of those. Yeah. Nope, I deserve that. Yep, that was my fault. I saw the replay.
Yeah.
And that does happen. That's racing.
Yeah, I think the biggest reason that could possibly be a penalty is there just wasn't any overlap going into the corner. But Katoira had gone wide and had stayed wide. So I think there was room. And I mean, there was contact, but it was a door bang. I don't know. I wouldn't want to have to make a decision on that.
No, not at all. That's why we have great stewards here.
hell.
SRA that
Some
do
of the best.
a ton of work. Oh, look at that,
That's
going
gonna
for
be a
the
penalty.
inside. That, yep.
Oh no!
Speaking about penalties, once again, I don't want to make an opinion, but ouch. Go for the inside like that, hit the sausage curb, and then knock into another car. That is not going to end well for anybody. As a matter of fact, I am going to go back a few seconds on that so we can see all that business again.
I think it was Pizzuto just cooked it a little too hard.
Yep. There was okay, but then he didn't hold on to the brakes, and that's going to happen.
No, he was clean through 8. He just didn't brake enough into 9 or rolled off the brakes a little too early. Yeah. Ugh. Oh.
It can be.
JL's VR froze. He couldn't finish. No.
Oh, no.
That was our championship points leader.
That's a bummer. I tend to see, problems that happen in the rig is in people's sim racing rigs. That's like the only real, natural, on-the-day mechanical failures that we have that play into the racing, because it's not like the game. That's not, ACC. We don't have failures that are baked in.
Yeah, it's software failure or some sort of PC hardware failure or a rig, your wheel or a brake failure. In the iRacing 24-hour Daytona earlier this year, we were running 3rd place in GT3 class. Oh, good save.
Oh, I missed it. I was trying to go back to another race here, but
it was just a car hit the sausage and they could have lost it, but they saved it very nicely. But a GTP was passing us into the second horseshoe, and the driver's wheel tied going into that corner, and literally the trajectory that they had their wheel on, the angle of their wheel, drove right in the back of us and gave us 14 minutes of damage.
And
just essentially ruined our race. It sucked. It's like one of those things, just like, if it's a real life race, it's just like it was a brake failure, or something like that. So like you just put it up to something like that, but it still sucks.
It does suck, and that's like the one real variable we have, and it does happen. I got a question here from the chat from Joaquin Rodriguez.
We are simpatico.
And yes, Katoria did pit, and they're asking. Yes.
We are simpatico. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
Good, we're on the same wavelength. Let's go to Katoria right now, who happens to be just 1.8 seconds behind Greer, but Clayton is nipping at the heels there. And
it's still Rodricks and Mummery haven't pitted, so all of these drivers, except for Lowe, are going to move up 2 as they pit. So it's not the running order at the moment.
Nope, we just got the Rodericks and Mummery that have decided to hang on as long as they can.
Trey Morgan, I think, is the big winner in the pit cycle. I think he was P7-ish when he pitted, and it's P5 now, and it's going to be P3? Okay, I see you, Trey.
Well, after pitting, Morgan is up 9 spots. That is not too shabby.
Oh.
Mummery in 4th is up 27 spots right now, but of course, going to fall back down the order a good 10-15 as he pits. So.
Yeah, but that 27 looks awesome at the moment.
It sure does.
Farrell, who I believe has pitted, is up 26 positions.
I saw
that. Is in P15, so he would have started 41st. That's humongous.
I'm going to, say the same thing.
Man.
That's Farrell here, up 26 spots. I'm going to go back. Cliff Hemian, up 15 spots in that Porsche, doing a great job. Right behind him, Lewis, up 21 spots. Resonance here, up 13 spots. So we got some movers out of our group. And we still have 44 racers. We've only lost 1.
That's incredible.
That really, for such a big field, that is great. Looks like Resonance was letting some Lombardo go through there.
No, I think they just went a little deep in turn 2.
Really? Okay, I guess I was looking like that.
Because I guess they could have
said, hey.
let Lombardo through maybe as a, as a sorry or something, but
Yeah.
because they did defend back hard on Morgan after that, so yeah, they could have been letting him through. Either one or the other. It's hard to tell sometimes.
It seemed to me like he was outside, but he wasn't like sliding to the outside.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that did look intentional.
Yeah, it's hard to tell at speed. It is. It is. We do our best here. Let me. I'm going to go back towards the front of the pack here with Morgan, as he has Greer, Katoria, and Clayton all close behind, 3/10, 5/10, 4/10 of a second behind. So good battle. Oh, going a bit deep there. Greer does, and that is going to potentially. Nope, Katoria can't get it done. So Greer is able to hang on for a few more corners here, and Katoria is just going to have to wait. That's what happens. That's what you got to do. You got to capitalize here, but it's not as easily said as done, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. I gotta wonder when Mummery's gonna pit. We're clicking down to 20 minutes left in the race.
That's a hell of a stint.
Oh, absolutely. But you gotta think at this point, I mean, regardless of how well they've taken care of the tires, fresh tires are gonna be much, much better. So we'll see if they. I mean, yeah. Trey Morgan is closing that gap so fast. Yeah, if I'm Trey Morgan, I'm saying please pit, please pit.
Yeah, please do. Right, because Mummery at this point, his tires have to be just roasted.
Oh, you got this. He's going in. Yep, he's
going in. Yeah, because you got this whole pack that's coming up behind you. Yeah, that's what I would have been thinking too. Please, dude.
To answer Steven Sarver's question, the pit time for tonight, it looks like who had our slowest time stop? No one hit a 30. I saw 32, I know that. Pit loss time is around 50. 51 looks optimal, so around 51 to 55 is time lost in pit. No, it's a decently short pit lane.
Yeah, it ain't Spa.
No, it's not Spa, and it's not Indianapolis.
And we do have Spa coming up in this season.
Oh, it's so painful.
Oh, it's one of my favorites. I love it. It's really.
No, it's. For me, it's a good track, but it almost feels so overrated at this point. But like when you race on it, you just don't even think about it. It's just so much fun.
Yeah. Everybody's got their favorites and their maybe not so favorites. I've said before, the Nordschleife. I love driving it. I
hate it.
I'm not going to say hate. I don't hate any track, because a bad day racing is still better than a good day in traffic driving my real car. But I love driving the Nordschleife. It is definitely one of my least favorite to race, and that's just because 163 turns, I invariably miss, a couple. I just can't be fast there. Some drivers have put in the time, put in the work, and they are very fast there. I'm just not one of them. Go ahead.
My biggest issue is I get lost, and it's not because I don't know the track. It's it's just so long that I just can't keep everything in order in my head. So it's if I think I'm at this corner and I'm gonna brake, 2 seconds at 50% where I should be braking full out for 10 seconds. I'm just there's the wall. Okay, no, I'm done.
Yep. The only
That's
thing,
what happens to me.
Yeah, the only thing that I can do is try to focus on the corners I screw up every single time. That's it, right? If I can remember those, then I don't have big screw-ups, and then the rest are just little ones. But Spa...
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, it's what I try anyways. Spa, I get into a rhythm, and I've always kind of vibed with that track, and so it's one of my favorites, even though I know that people who love other tracks. Donington is a very popular track, another British track. Donington for me is like mid. You know, it's okay. I like it, but you with me? So we all have our favorites.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a little bit of wiggle by Morgan as Greer's chasing him down. But yeah, we all have our. What's your favorite?
My favorite? Ooh, an ACC. My favorite. I mean, I'm from Indianapolis, so I gotta say Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Nürburgring. I love the Nürburgring. It's a great track. Kyalami. I think Kyalami's #1 for me.
Oh, you know, you were doing so good until you said Kyalami. And no, I only say that because Kyalami's fine, but 2 seasons ago I threw away my race championship at Kyalami by 4 points, and Robichaux, he got it. He got it. You know, fair and square. That's the way it goes. So I like Kyalami, but it's now a bitter pill for me to swallow.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That's a good reason to not like a track anymore.
Yeah, I like it. It's just it hurts. That's it. It hurts.
Get it.
So back to racing here a little bit. We've still got that good team that is going.
That's a good question. Lowe made a big mistake at a 52.4.
Oh my, yeah. No,
Lost almost their entire gap.
Yeah, because he was up 5 seconds, 6 seconds. I think last time he was checking out, which is why
it was big.
Yeah, well, why I hadn't focused on him as much. I apologize for that. So good catch from the chat. That Lowe must have had a mistake because Coolin is now only 1.5 seconds behind.
I'm bringing up on replay right now. I think he got caught behind the blue flag car.
Oh, as Coolin goes wide, loses his speed. Yeah, and now.
Yeah, so Lowe was behind a lap car. They didn't do anything bad. They weren't defending. It was just, they just got caught behind them for a few corners. So I don't know if that was all of it. I'll scrub forward. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else. I don't know if that caused all of it. That's interesting. I don't think that would have caused the 4-second. Oh, he did have to check up at one point. That could have been it.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on that gap. But yeah, I think it's going to go, it's already going back up. It's already 2.2, 2.3, 2. Yep. It's back up to 3.
Getting back into his focus. Yeah, I'm going to drop down the order here just a little bit to Stearns being chased down by Lewis and then Stearns goes. Commentator's curse.
Whoa!
I'm telling you, he goes completely off track. I was just trying to take a look there. Lewis goes off track. Then let me just rewind this here by a few seconds. He just gets that curb, taking it a little bit too hot, wasn't able to get on the brakes, and off we go. And then Lewis, same thing. Looks like he spun just a little bit behind him, didn't anticipate all that happening. That is rough. But they're back together again, and now they're. There is some mid-pack fighting, mid to the back of the pack here, fighting going on. Jeez.
All right, settle down, boys. Settle down.
Exactly. That's deep breath, goose fraba, and all that fun stuff. I'm going to go back to Stearns here and kind of take a look back because, we got a little bit of a group there going now. And they need to take a deep breath and just get back into the rhythm.
Yeah, that train behind.
Yeah. Fighting for those points. We still have points that go down to like 45, don't we?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So with 44 races, everybody's going to get a little something points-wise, which is good. Not to point out the obvious, but there are more points towards the front up here where Greer is in this little train that we have going on. It's it's better to be in front. Yeah, so I understand it.
Yeah, and I'll say the big winner of this train is Trey Morgan. Not having to worry about Greer behind, because Greer is very concerned about Gatoyer and Clayton behind.
That I was the benefit of this myself last week at Coda, where I had a driver behind me that if I had been making a mistake of any kind, he was right there on me to capitalize. But thankfully, he had cars coming up behind him that he then had to put himself in a defensive position. By doing so, he wasn't able to be as fast, and I was able to kind of creep away. And then I'd slow down a bit, and we'd kind of go back and forth. We got another car that's going off, probably a blue flag traffic there.
Yeah, I believe that is blue flag car.
Okay.
Yeah, that was not for position.
No, as the team goes through here, but yeah, sometimes you get the benefit of that car that might be behind you attacking also has to defend, like right here, and you're able to just kind of maybe pull away a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to kind of...
Man, look at how packed they still are. Oh, man.
Yeah, we got a good group going on there, that's for sure. We've got a yellow flag here for Watt. Looks like he's got some front end damage. I saw some movement. He went down. Lombardo, Mummery, and Witt all went up. So let me try to go back and see if I can see what happened here. Everything's okay so far.
Maybe just misses breaking point on this corner. Yep. No.
No, not this one. We're doing okay so far.
Interesting.
Thinks about the inside, thinks better of it. Gets a little bumpy there. There it is.
Wall.
And into the wall.
Ooh.
Mr. Potato Head, fall down, go boom. That's unfortunate.
I've got to say, this is not a commentary on anyone's driver skill, but I've seen, I think, 3 drivers in places I've never seen drivers on this track before, and I think that probably speaks more to how often this track is raced on, which is not very often at all.
Not very often.
Because there was that one I think that Ferrari that tank slap with 8 and 9 hit the outside wall at turn 9. I've never seen a car out there before.
Right.
But like, it makes sense if you get a tank slapper there. Like, you're just gonna go around that way.
And this isn't even a wet race. Where,
No.
oh, buddy, the British track's on. We've got some.
Oh, whoa!
Yep. Who do we got going up there? That is Stearns. We're going to go back a few seconds to be able to see what happened there.
Dang. I think they just took too much curb on the outside of one.
Let's see what happened
And couldn't
here.
collect it.
'Cause they're all by themselves.
Yeah, it has to be too much curb.
Oh, no.
Exit
Too much
right
outside
there.
curb. Too much exit curb. Yeah,
Yep,
and
grass.
Yep.
Oh,
Tries
they
to-
almost had it
Tries
too.
to save it. Yeah, so close.
I mean, all things considered,
Pretty good.
that's not a bad. That's still
No.
pretty solid.
No, yeah, that could have been a whole lot
Whoa,
worse.
whoa, 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 whoa!
Who do we got there?
Boys, chill. You still got 8 minutes.
Katoria.
Oh,
Let me back up
no.
on that one and see what happens. Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, are we getting to that part of the race? Everybody fighting hard and...
Oh,
Yep.
As soon as he touched that grass on the inside, there's nothing he could do.
Nope. Lost traction, and then that's tough to do too. You're frustrated.
Yep.
You're trying to get back onto the track, and then rear end of the car spins around, and
Good patience, though.
Yep. That's all you can do.
Didn't compound the issue.
Nope. I'm going to go back up to Morgan here, who still has Rodericks and Clayton chasing behind. Oh boy, getting close there, Rodericks.
Yeah, this will be, I think, the fight to the end. Because just from looking at their best lap time, it's not Clayton and P5 has the best lap of the race, and Roderick's their best lap is slower than Morgan's, but Morgan's last lap was a 52.1.
Oh, and then he gets bumped.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Trey's gonna kill me for the commentator's curse.
Oh, we've got a mess going on. Let's go back and take a look at this. Yeah.
That was bad. Guys, yellow flags mean slow down.
Yeah, I guess we both committed the commentator's sin today.
Yours was worse, but...
Yeah, you're right.
No,
you're right. It's fair.
Just a little tap. That's all it takes.
Yep, there's the bumper thumper, and then we have a parking lot. Oh, no.
I mean, call that BMW Miley Cyrus because he came in like a wrecking ball.
He did. Man, that
rough.
was painful to watch right there.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That does promote Roderick's to P3. Morgan down to P6. I mean, not ideal, obviously, but it could have been much worse.
All things considered, you are right. Still in the top 10. 6 minutes left to go.
What that also does, that puts two additional silver drivers into the top 5 with Clayton Garvin. We have 3 silver drivers in the top 5.
And yeah, that is.
We're gonna see some promotions.
I was gonna say this would be an awesome time for us to be able to explain that in the SRA and Sim Racing Alliance that after the third race, after tonight's race, for all the divisions, so we still have to get through tomorrow night's race on Wednesday for divisions 2, 4, and 6. After that, SRA does a reclassification for all of the drivers. I would say most drivers stay where they are at, and most of the time drivers are not moving down; they are moving up. But yeah, some of these silver drivers, even within your division, you can stay in the division. They're in Division 5, and they can be moved from silver to gold. So we might see some of that happening.
Oh, 100%. And the silver gold difference, it affects when you qualify. So we missed qualifying a little bit today. But our silver drivers qualify the first 10 minutes. The gold drivers qualify the second 10 minutes. You obviously would prefer to qualify in the second 10 minutes the vast majority of the time, just because there's more rubber on the track. But it also does affect because we do have a driver's champion for silver and gold. So what you end up being classified then essentially after week 3 is set. So if you're silver at the end of week 3, you're gonna be fighting for that championship. And our admins do an amazing job of splitting that. It just because we have 3 silver drivers in the top 5 right now, that doesn't mean they're gonna be moved to gold automatically. No. It could be an anomaly. This could be the best track.
Racing's racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right. That is another job in SRA that I would not want to have to do, crunching the numbers and making that all work, and then making those decisions. It's not an easy,
they do
task.
so much work on that. They do so much work, and even the division placements, they do so much work on that.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to have to move people, because it's unfair to the person that gets moved, but. Things happen. People get fast, especially in these lower divisions. When you're in the lower divisions and you're a little bit slower, you improve quicker. It's natural. That's just what happens.
Especially if you put in the time.
Exactly. Yeah. Or it could be you just started racing. You just got a wheel 3 weeks ago, and you're just getting used to it. So you're D6 at first, and 6 months from that, you're D4. That's just how it happens. You just get faster, more confident, and it just starts clicking. So, most of these guys... Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, to that point, for those of us who might, those of you listening that might be just watching SRA for the first time, we have multiple divisions. We, down to Division 6 this season?
Yep, we have 6
right?
this season.
I've seen...
We've had it before.
Yeah,
I will say, since as we're watching this, hop on with Garmin
Garmin, got it.
He's fighting Roderick's for P3. They're close.
Got it. Thank you for calling that out. Oh, and he just goes
Absolutely.
off
Oh,
track
no.
as you call. All right, that one's on you.
Ah!
No. Darn it. Let me go back 30 seconds so we can watch that.
Yeah, I looked over and I saw that the gap was shrinking.
It was.
Shrinking.
Oh, I'm glad you called it out. It just
He had a huge run. Wow.
didn't he though? What a great exit. Going for the outside take, and
you can't
oh,
you can't pass. Wow, I was gonna say you can't pass around the outside. If he would have been a little bit better on the brakes, he maybe could have. It would have been really hard.
So,
Love the effort though. Love the effort.
yeah, love the effort. As a matter of fact, I love the idea because going outside there,
yeah.
if you've got the run, you're going to be inside for the hard right-hander. If he could have just got on the brakes a little bit early and made it stick, I think he would have made that work. I think he gutsy call. I like it.
I think Roderick's was going to give him the room to possibly do that. Yeah.
Just briefly, as we only have a minute left here, what I was saying is for those watching, you do not have to have a super expensive sim racing rig in order to join SRA. We have had people race on Steam decks. I'm not even kidding. Which was really impressive, by the way. We have people who are on controllers, and then we have big expensive rigs and all kinds of fancy stuff. So if you're interested in racing with us, we have a dedicated team that make all this work, as we were talking with our stewards and the people who do classifications. Us poor broadcasters who are trying to make this all work last minute, thank you for bearing with us. Give it a consideration. I showed up in Season 7, and here we are at Season 14, and this is just a great group of racers. So we're now down to the last 30 seconds. I'm going to go back up to the front with Lowe, who lost a little bit of time. Coulon back to 3 seconds back. I don't think that's going to be, unless something happens, so please don't. I don't think that's close enough to be. Yeah, please don't. But did Garmin just get the move on Clayton?
Was Clayton up there? No, they were ahead of him.
I saw a move. I saw a move happen. I just missed it.
No, Garmin was ahead of Clayton. Clayton's pretty far.
I'm going to go back to Beeson.
I believe
it says Beeson just made the move here. That's what race control's telling me. What does race control know? Maybe. Oh, let him through.
I wonder if there might have been an earlier incident and repaying that. And,
Yep. Well, there you go. Lowe is our race winner, followed by Coulon, and Rodericks pulls off that third spot. Good.
Big dub.
Let me tell you.
I mean, silver P2. I mean that.
So Rodericks up 12 positions from his qualifying onto the podium. That's driver of the day material right there.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's pretty great racing.
Joaquin says in chat, if I add this hobby, I'll be sleeping outside. You know what? It might be worth it. Maybe. You'd be the coolest guy outside. Just about, right? Sitting there with your rig. It would really confuse people, but it would be cool.
Yeah, electricity and internet's a hard part about that.
I just have to go pirate somehow, pirate.
Yeah. Well done, Woe. Well done, Coulon. Absolute class of the gold and silver fields this evening.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my God. I think we just had a pass.
Oh, did we have a bump?
I think you caught it. I think
Stearns just got bumped there.
Oh, I can't tell if it was passing or people leaving the server.
I'm coming back.
Gosh dang it.
And
Race control, you're useless sometimes. One of those times.
There's the bumper thumper coming into the last turn. Ooh. Oh no. Rough day for Stearns.
Yeah, I think I got a screenshot of our top drivers, but I don't know if anything changed.
I don't think it did. I think it
I don't
was
think
Low
so
Coulon and Rodericks. They were spaced in such a way that
Yeah, as far as the top three went, that was them. Yeah, I just saw things moving in race control, but I think it was just people leaving the server, and it threw me off for a second.
Yep, that does happen. We see all the racers here in a program called Race Control, but at the end of the race, once they start to leave, it just it kind of messes everything up.
It does not save information. It says, "Oh, you're gone. I'm not tracking you anymore. Bye."
Yeah, exactly. Goodbye. You are gone. So,
Okay.
do
I
we-
need about a cool 30 seconds, and then we can interview some folks.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good to me. I will go to. It looks like that is our race. I'll go over here and give you a second while I am looking in the racers chat to be able to see if we have any of our podium winners today who are in there. Looks like Low is in chat. You know what? I don't know how to do that. I guess I'm gonna have to learn. How do I pull somebody in? I'll figure it out. Let me see if I can just. Can I? Nope, I can't do that. Can I? Can I get a
I'm
what?
back.
What?
What?
Yeah, as I'm sitting here saying, can I?
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to figure out how to get Low into our chat here.
I'll grab him.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I got you. You've done a lot tonight. I almost said you've done enough, like in a rude way.
Yeah, you've done enough, Matt.
You've
Thanks.
done enough
Yeah,
tonight, Matt.
Really, yeah.
You can go to bed. You've done enough.
You've done enough. I'm gonna go grab a beer after this and cry. That's what I'm gonna do. Just tear my beer. You know, as long as my dog doesn't run away and my truck doesn't break down, I'll be okay.
Oh. All right, Chad is coming in.
All right.
Hey, Chad, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Hey, well done tonight. Fantastic race.
I appreciate it, man. That was a blast for my first race.
Is this your first race in SRA period?
First race.
In SRA, yeah. Not first race, but in SRA.
In SRA, yeah, fantastic. Well done. No,
Yeah,
hats off to you. You took pole as well and the win, right?
I did.
Domination, absolute domination.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, how long have you been racing then? Relatively short, I would imagine.
10 years maybe.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I started out. I saw a Logitech G27 on Craigslist, and I was like, I like cars, I like racing, so got into it, and oh my goodness, I've spent so much money upgrading, so it's crazy.
Yep. That's
a
tale of those times.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that. We were just talking about that during the stream. You're going to have to rewatch it, as we were saying that we have people on Steam decks. We have people with just controllers. You don't have to have a huge rig. You know, you can get a G27, G29, a Thrustmaster, and just to get started. And yeah, it tends to feed the addiction. That is the way I started myself probably 12, 15 years ago, with a non-force feedback wheel attached to a TV dinner tray in front of the TV, and all these years later, right, I've got quads, and we're doing this. So, yes, it is an addiction that can take over, but it could be a worse addiction, right, Chad?
Yeah, definitely. It is expensive, but oh my goodness. I mean, if you took it comparative to actual like real life racing, what it would cost you for fuel, for tires, you get in a wreck, damage you got to fix. But not only that, I mean, the cars that you get to drive and the locations that you get to drive that you probably wouldn't get to race in real life. I've definitely been addicted since the first day that I've done it. I've upgraded from the G27. I did a T300. Went to Fanatic, the CSW V2, and then I got the DD1. Now I've got a Moza R12.
Nice.
I had the KS wheel.
You've been trying it all.
All of it. Monitors. I've had a single monitor. I've tried a TV. I've tried a super ultra wide. Now I've got triples. So
yeah.
I mean, you name it, I've tried it.
But you are
Chaz
absolutely
had it all.
Yeah, absolutely right. That's kind of how I got into this as well as real racing. The wife said,
Yep.
"Do you want to keep the boat or do you want a real race?" I'm like, "I want to keep the boat." So yeah, it is an expensive hobby to do it for real. So this is what we can do. But your race today, this is your first race in SRA, going after the wind, man. That is just an amazing way to kick it off and start. To see here, this is the third race. If you're able to keep that up and they don't reclassify you up to D4, if you could maintain that pace, you could take a run at the championship. What do you think about that?
Absolutely.
That's pretty awesome. I do have some prior commitments coming up in May, so I may have to miss a race. But now that I know that this exists, because I didn't know that SRA existed until I don't know if y'all remember in the very first stream at Indianapolis. I was in the chat and I said I got my nephew into sim racing, Hunter Lowe, and he was like, why don't you join this? So 3 weeks later I get in.
Well, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, definitely next season I'll definitely be in it from day one. But no, this was a blast. I mean, I'm definitely gonna finish out the rest of the season, see how it goes, and definitely take a run at it and see what I can do.
That's another thing awesome. I mentioned during the stream is that I showed up in season 7 and just kind of never went away. This is a great group of people, dedicated people behind the scenes doing a lot of work, clean, fun racing. And we have so many divisions that anybody can come in here and do this. So, and Adam, you've been around longer than me, right?
Yeah, I've been here since season 5, and I don't even race anymore. So, I'm not racing right now. I'm taking a pause.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people when they ask me about this. Like, I tell them that they can get into it. And it's not super expensive now. Like, you can get the Fanatic or the Moza bundle, and you can get it super cheap. But you don't always have to win. Like, I'm really competitive, and I know that I'm not going to win every single race. It just doesn't happen. And you're always going to find somebody your skill level. Even if you're racing for dead last, it's super fun. You're always going to find anybody on the grid that's the same as your level, and you're always going to have a good time.
Yeah, and that's the best thing about SRA with so many divisions is that it magnifies that. So even if you're whatever division you're in, there's going to be someone that's on your same pace. It's amazing. It's the best racing.
Yeah. Well, we are super glad to have you here and to be able to jump in like that and then to go for a win. Heck of a way to start. And definitely wish you all the best of luck throughout the rest of the season. Hopefully, we'll be talking to you here again in next week after that, right?
Yes, sir. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all letting me join. I know it was a couple weeks in, but yeah definitely a good time.
It's the best. I will shoot you back down into the race debrief chat. Have a good night, Chad. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Appreciate
Chad.
it. You guys as well.
All right.
Well, that's a great story.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love hearing that one. People's like, yeah, someone told me I should just join, and I did. I'm just like, fuck yeah. Oh, sorry, Jess. I do not see Kulon anywhere. I'll take another look. I don't see them. Nope. They do not look like they're in chat. Roderick's is... Let's grab them.
Sound good.
Jan, can you hear us?
We just kind of popped it on you and brought you in here. We can see that you're on mute right now.
Yep. If you don't want to talk, that's fine. We can shoot you back down in the race chat. Yep.
Oh, yep. That's okay. Sorry.
Understandable.
Completely understandable.
Not everyone wants to talk.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. All things considered, decent enough way, the last interview, to be able to wrap things up for our wonderfully chaotic night in even getting this stream up and running, which was great. And we had some good action on the track. We had a good story to be able to go with it. I'm going to call that a success.
Yeah. If we want to roll the ads package, so we don't. So we can.
Unfortunately, with my load, it didn't work just like
Okay.
the intro.
Ah, of course.
So I'm sorry, everybody. You're not gonna get to see our ads this particular week. Trust me.
Should I talk? Should I run through them real quick? I think I should run.
Do you have the sheet?
Yeah, I
guess. Bring it up. That'd be great because we have great sponsors that deserve to be heard.
Yeah, they do deserve it. I don't know why I'm acting like it's a chore.
No,
our sponsors are the best.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's help keep us here. Go for it.
Let's go. We love our sponsors. Truly. All right. A huge thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us. My reading's getting real bad. It's almost 11 p.m. here, folks, and I'm old. Thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support for Documize, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documize.com to learn more today, and support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favorite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. Big thumbs up for our Canadian listeners, followers, racers. Also, a big thank you to our affiliates, Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE at checkout to support us. And, of course, Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT3D Sim Shop, a huge, big member of SRA with some of the best sim racing accessories you can buy. Upgrade your sim racing experience with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile stream deck mounts, and immersive dashboards displays. Their innovative designs, enhance performance and style. Elevate every lap with top-tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go setups. Premium esports setups for everyone. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specializing in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, and Fairy World collectibles, magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay, and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron. And then last but not least, KP Concepts, your source for custom automated renderings, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look good, all for the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more.
Great stuff. And hey, by the way, in chat here, saw that Jan said he is off mute now, so we might.
Let's grab him.
Yeah, I know you were saying it's getting late for you, but hey.
No, I mean, I'm just going to bed after this, so let's grab him.
Hopefully he is still there. I told him we'd come grab him, though.
Hey, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry about that.
Hey, no problem. Go. Not everyone wants to talk, so we don't like to assume and like re-grab people multiple times and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was trying to find the mute button and then accidentally hit the rejoin voice T5P6 chat button. So yeah.
It's okay. We had our own technical difficulties tonight. Go watch the stream and you'll see.
So if anybody's still here, thank you for sticking around.
Yeah. Well, no, they'll be able to, rewatch as it replays for sure. So coming in third there, right?
Yeah, we'll see if it holds. I had a little incident with Morgan. I'm sure you guys picked that up.
Yeah, we saw it.
I think we did. Yeah, we did see that. So
we were just watching it. I broke early, but he broke even earlier than I did for the corner. So we'll see what the stewards have to say about it. But hopefully, I'm hopeful it holds.
How close was the car behind you at the finish line? I'm just saying. If it's a 10-second penalty, that'll be the difference. If they're beyond 10 seconds, you might be able to hold on to it.
Yeah, the car behind me was 2 seconds, and the car behind them was 10 and a half. The car behind them was 10 and a half. So, worst case, I dropped to 4. So,
Gotcha.
either way, it was a fun race. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely had plenty of action on track, and people moving up, moving down. You're not wrong. Third, fourth. I mean, okay, it isn't the podium, but you're here talking to us now, so we're treating
I
you
mean,
like
like I
it's
said,
third.
like I said, I think it'll hold because he broke like 50 meters early. So I'll
Gotcha.
hopefully we'll see what the stewards say. But yeah. Anyways, no, it was a good race. Like I just decided to go long because I was tired of. I mean, I was like lapping 2 seconds off the pace when I was in traffic, and when I got clean air, it was there was a couple blue flags ahead of me, but they were nice enough to move out of the way, and so I was doing like 48s, and so I think I just picked up a bunch of places that way. So it was
good. And
worked out.
And Snetterton, like several of the other British tracks, clean air can be a rare commodity.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I was frankly surprised everybody pitting so early. I mean, I thought people would definitely go long. But
I think with the hotter temperatures, it was people were thinking, and this was at least my thinking, was you pit around the 40-35 minute mark, you're gonna have less fuel in the car for the rest, and so the tire wear would kind of even out that way. But when did you pit? Did you pit around the halfway mark?
No, I pitted with like 20 minutes left to go. But
that's right.
Yeah. My whole strategy was like I was 2 seconds off the pace because of traffic. I couldn't go any faster, so I turned my TC up like to 7 and just cruised around. And then just once I got free air, turned the TC back down and just went as fast as I could. So
so you were just saving tires for that stint when you were in traffic. No, that makes sense too. I think that's obviously a good strategy. It worked out for you.
Yeah. I went from 15 to 3. So
I
think that's good on the fly thinking.
Yeah, that's right. We were talking about that when I was saying we noticed how many spots you went up, and saying that's basically driver of the day material right there.
Yeah, well, Connor, my teammate, and he's not exactly my teammate. He's also like part of Baseline Racing. I think he went from like 40 to 13 or something. So I assume he's the biggest gainer. So
at one point, I think we had clocked him at 28 positions up.
Yeah, so it's between me and Connor, but still be for Baseline Racing. So
good. Nice.
Well, very cool.
Well, thanks guys for doing this. I know it's always it's always time consuming to commentate. I did for a couple seasons, so I appreciate you guys doing that.
We love it.
Yeah, we sure do. And definitely rewatch that stream and see what craziness we had going on here.
I don't know if anyone should watch it.
Yeah, maybe not. But if you want a good laugh, I guess. Henry unfortunately had some real world things going on. I had got on with about an hour to go. I was going to do some practice laps, and it was, hey Matt, by the way, we got to do you a setup real quick so that I can stream for the first time ever. I'm used to just being the commentator. And pandemonium ensued. How about I just say that? But
I'm sure it'll be fun to watch.
The pandemonium was from the people watching saying boo, boo, don't do this ever again.
Exactly. No. And
I'm just kidding, Matt. You did a great job.
Well, thank you very much. And I was just going to say, Jess, really, we had some difficulty getting me through it, I should say, or some steps, but he hung in there. We got it done. We were able to do a stream for you, and we're so happy we were able to do that. And it sounds like you know what that's all about there, Jan. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, awesome. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I can shoot you back down to the chat for you.
Okay. Yeah, and thanks for pulling me back in with my mic issues. So all right, thanks, guys. Have a good night.
See ya.
Well,
all right.
I guess that wraps it up for us here. Week 3 at Snetterton for Division 5, Season 14, Sim Racing Alliance. We survived, Adam. What do you think about that?
We made it, barely, skin of our teeth. My hope is next week is that nothing bad happens, and we can have all 3 of us in the booth. Because we haven't had that this season. The first race, it was me and Stephanie. And then it was me and Henry, and now it's me and you. And I would love to have me, you, and Henry in the booth. I think we're gonna have a blast.
I think it'll be great. The last 2 weeks I have real life commitments so that's why I wasn't able to be here. But I should be able to be here for the majority. of the rest of the races for the season. And yeah, we're going to have a great team. We're going to put on a great show for everybody. Thanks again for sticking with us. Please come again next week to watch Division 5 SRA go at it. Where are we at next week?
Oh,
I remember.
Is it Spa next week?
I'm going to click on the calendar. We did not get a chance to
good.
see. We didn't get a chance to do this earlier. Look at that, people. We are at Spa next week on April 22nd. My favorite, because we were talking about Spa.
You know what would have been awesome is if we would have just been like, oh, yeah, we know it's Spa after we talked about it for like 5 minutes.
We didn't.
And neither of us had any idea.
No, we really didn't. That's going to be a daytime race. And then after that, Hungaroring in the rain. Which
that's that's one of my 5 favorites. Love Hungaroring.
When you get into the rhythm there, I do really like it. In the rain is going to be a whole different story. I'm used to the rain race for SRA being a little bit later than race 5. Just like Coda last week, our night race is usually later in the season too. So changing it up a little bit. As you can see, race 6 is going to be back to Spielberg there, Red Bull Ring. Which is another place that I screwed up 2 seasons ago when it was a rain race. Don't forget to put on your wet tires, people. Just saying. If you try to go out in the
that sounds silly, but it's very easy to do.
Yeah. If you go in for your pit and you haven't set up your wet tires, you're going to go out on dries and you're going to have a bad time. Trust me.
Yeah.
The week after that. Yes, go on.
The rest of this calendar is. It's 5 bangers. It's 5 of the best tracks we have.
Yeah. And Barcelona is going to be our variable weather race.
It's going to be exciting.
Doing that a little different this year. It used to be that the variable weather race was a hidden thing. They kind of snuck it on you. They're actually telling us this season. And I think they actually turned up the variability, if I caught that right. So
I think so.
Should be interesting. So... excellent. Well, alrighty. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging with. Thank you, Adam, very much for being in the booth with me. I look forward to it for next week and the rest of the season. So, go ahead.
A huge thanks to you again for taking on the hosting. One of us was going to do it, and you stepped up, and I appreciate you for it.
I happen to be the guy who was here.
you did a good job. You did a great job filling in. But it's not easy. Hosting is hard. It's difficult. You did a great job.
Thank you. It
definitely is. Thank you to you. Other than that, I'm ready to put my dog outside, and then I'm going to bed.
Bam. And I'm ready for a beer in bed, and then, we're wrapping this sucker up. Thanks again, everybody, for being here with us. We will see you all next week.
Bye.